Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. I'm using a different format today because I am traveling, and I did also still want to get a reading out for everybody. So usually I do my introduction on camera. I'm not going to do that today because, like I said, I am traveling, and you know how that goes. When you're traveling, you just got to do things the way you just got to make things work. So that's what we're doing today. I am on my way out to Sedona, Arizona, so I will be filming some things out there, at least for Twitter or for Facebook or something. I just have always wanted to go out to Sedona. Most of you, well, not most of you, but a lot of you might know about the vortexes out there. There's just considered very different energy out in Sedona. And there are 4 vortexes, and I just want to learn about those and how that energy is different there. I want to feel that for myself. So when I am there, I will definitely be filming that, and I'll put it on my YouTube channel, or I'll put it somewhere so that you guys can experience that with me. I think that will be awesome. Okay, so this is just a very simple yes or no pick a card reading today. I do have 4 piles out here. You can make your decision based on your question. Think of your question first, by the way, before you decide which pile is speaking to you. And it will need to be something that is that requires a simple yes or no answer to. So that's a closed-ended question. I will say, however, sometimes you get some clarification with your yes or no. Sometimes the cards will tell a completely different story. So in each pile, there will be a definitive yes or no or maybe. Sometimes it is a maybe. But you can take that message as it is, an answer to your question, yes or no. And then there will be further explanation that may or may not apply to you. Remember, this is a general reading, so the readings won't apply to everybody. But if it does resonate with you, that's great. If not, let it go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I have in front of you 4 piles to choose from. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Pile 1 has the bloodstone on it. So pile 2 has a sea opal on it. Pile 3 has the aqua aura quartz on it. And pile 4 has a malachite on it today. So you can choose the pile any way that you like, but please do have your question in mind before you decide which pile is going to answer your particular question with a yes or no. And again, they are pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And just in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and get started today with pile 1. Okay, if you chose pile 1 for your yes or no pick a card reading, these are going to be your messages. Pile 1 does have the bloodstone on it. And the bloodstone fills you with courage, self-esteem, and energy. It has great healing properties and can restore you to your natural state of joy and vitality. So that's what the bloodstone does, in case you want to grab one and carry that around in your pocket. Okay, so let's take a look at these messages and see what we have. So these cards I chose this week as advice from Spirit. So we'll hold off on those for a few minutes. For the Oracle card, we have Rejuvenating Rain, Clear the Past and Heal the Present. For the Rider-Waite cards, I generally try to do 3. I just let them come out. Whatever came out today, I just went ahead and used. So these are just the general messages for the reading, and through these messages we should be able to get a clear yes, no, or maybe for your question. So the first card is the Knight of Cups. The second card is the 4 of Cups. The third card is the Temperance card. And the fourth card is the Ace of Cups. So I am getting a definite yes for this particular reading for several reasons. One is basically, first of all, there's a lot of love here. You see a lot of cups here. So the Ace of Cups is a new beginning, and it's a very happy card. To me, that says yes. Whatever your question is, it is a yes. But there is also a message that's coming through, so I will go ahead and tell the story that's coming out in the cards. The message up part of it may apply to your situation, and it may not. So if it does not resonate with you, then you can just let it go. You can just let it go with the yes. Okay. So we have here the Knight of Cups, and knights are always, this knight is on a horse, he's bringing something into your life. Knights are bringing things into your life. And this particular knight is bringing something in the way of relationships or love into your life. Now, it can be like an emotional healing. It doesn't necessarily have to be romance, but the Knight of Cups is a very auspicious card for happy emotional times, and happy emotional times entering into your life, and sometimes romance entering into your life. You also have the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups is a card of, again, cups are emotions, relationships, love. So this is a little bit of a card of dissatisfaction. If you notice, he has 3 cups sitting down here. He's sitting there looking at those 3 cups, and he's kind of just like, meh, about all of them. He's very dissatisfied with the options that he has. But a 4th cup is being offered to him as well, and this 4th cup is coming from the hand of God. Anytime you see cloud with a hand in it and something in the hand in a tarot reading, that means that that is being offered to you from God. So this gentleman, and I do think it is a gentleman, is being offered something in the way of love or romance or partnership, or some emotional healing or something like that. And he is not entirely sure that he wants it. He is not necessarily even paying attention to it, maybe so focused on how dissatisfied he is with the options that he has that he's not paying attention to this gift that is being offered from God. So the Temperance card is a card of balance. It's a card of balance. It's a card of alchemy. It's a card of mixing a little bit of this and a little bit of that from 2 different elements to create something that is new and wonderful. Again, cups, right? So this Temperance card can be indicate a time where you have to get more balance in your life, like your one of your addictions has taken you in the wrong direction. And an addiction can be anything. It can be, you can be addicted to a person, you can be addicted to food, you can be addicted to, some people get addicted to being negative. An addiction can be anything. So this card is generally telling you something's out of balance. You need to do a little more flowing of this and that to create more balance in your life. Now, I will say, let me talk about this card first. Okay, so the Ace of Cups is a very, like I said, a very happy, auspicious beginning. It's a beginning that feels like springtime, like everything is new again. The birds sing a little bit louder. The grass is a little bit greener. It's like a state of euphoria is what it is. And that state of euphoria is generally associated with falling in love. So the Ace of Cups is a new beginning on an emotional level. Your cup runneth over. That's what this card literally means. It's such a card of a new, happy, abundant beginning, and your cup is running over. The world is just absolutely wonderful for you right now. Okay, so with all these other relationship cards here, this tells me this is definitely about a relationship. This message here, you are being offered something in the way of a relationship, and you kind of either are not seeing it, like you're so dissatisfied with what's going on and everything that you're not paying attention to this great gift that is being offered to you in the way of a relationship. You are seeing it and you're just not sure if it's what you want. And that may be because this card comes up when you're dealing with two people who come from very different backgrounds. I use this example a lot, like one family is Jewish, one family is Catholic, and if those two families are very big on their religions are very important to them, and they follow those religious beliefs to a T, that's going to require, when two people from those religions come together, that's going to require some alchemy to make it work. A little bit of this blending with a little bit of that to create something that's better in the end. So that's what I feel like is happening here. I feel like there is a relationship that is on offer. It promises to be an amazing new relationship of real, genuine love. And there's a little bit of hesitation to accept this relationship that's being offered because of this difference. Maybe the two people come from different countries. It would be something wide. It's not like a simple difference, like he's a Democrat and she's a Republican. That's just everyday differences. Everybody is different. Anytime you come together with another person, there's going to be differences. This is a bigger difference. This is something that will really require some work to make it work. Okay, so let's talk about this rejuvenating rain card. Clear the past, heal the present. It's a beautiful card, first of all. This woman is using water. Water is also an element that's closely related to emotions. So what this card is saying is use water to help you heal in some way. And that can mean, water is healing. It's very healing anyway, but it's particularly healing of the emotions. So that can mean sometimes people can sit in a sauna and that carries them away and helps them heal. Sometimes when you go swimming, that has a healing effect. Sometimes when you just stand out in the rain, that will have a healing effect, or just stand in the shower if you have no other options. Some people take a nice long hot bath, if you notice, and maybe particularly women, when they've had a particularly hard day at work, they'll grab a glass of wine and get in a nice warm bath. All of that is using water to heal the emotions, which is a very effective way to do it. So it looks like there's some past that needs to be cleared before you can move into this new relationship here. That's not uncommon, by the way. This is just saying clear out any past baggage that you have so that you can move forward to this actually pretty amazing relationship, although it's going to require some work. So let's see if we can get some advice from Spirit here. I'm using two different decks for advice from Spirit, the Secrets of Tarot and the Herbal Tarot deck. So the first one is the Four of Wands. And the second one is the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Wands is a celebration card. This can mean a wedding, which kind of fits into what is happening here. Like, these people are coming together. They're making a real relationship. They're making a real commitment together, which is what it looks like to me because of this Temperance card. If it's a casual relationship, you don't have to worry so much about those big differences that you have in life. The big differences, not so much. Because it's a casual relationship. This looks like something that's getting serious, something that's moving toward a wedding situation. So this being advice from Spirit, this is telling me, be mindful when you're dealing with this situation, when you're working through the problems that you're working through, when you're taking a look at it to see if you want to accept this proposal or not. Be mindful that you're talking about a real commitment, a long-term commitment. So the other advice from Spirit is the Three of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting to come up in a reading like this because Pentacles is money, it's jobs, it's those earthly kinds of things that give us the things that we need to survive in life, like food, clothing, and shelter, and those kinds of things. The Three of Pentacles is a beginning of generally some kind of work relationship, some kind of work project. And this gentleman is down in these people are down in the basement of a church. This gentleman is laying out the plan for financial abundance, and he is telling his trusted advisors here about his plan. So the general meaning of this card is that you're entering into some kind of work situation or work project that does promise to be very abundant. However, the warning is you want to keep it to only the people that need to know about it. You don't want to tell too many people. The more people that you tell, the more likely things will go wrong, that kind of thing. For example, if you're in a creative field, you have an idea for a play, to write a play. If you tell somebody about your idea, they might take it and run with it themselves. And that way, you've kind of lost your idea to the world. You can still write your play, but it's not as new, it's not as fresh. So might not, therefore, be as financially lucrative. Okay, so this card showing up in this reading that is so much about a fresh start, a state of euphoria, a blending. All of these cards to me represent a relationship, but this card entering the mix tells me that some people might have come to this reading with a question about finances, with a question about some project that they want to know if it's going to work or if it's not going to work, and a project that is related to a money-making venture. So to me, this is saying, yes, it is going to work if your question is about some enterprise, some creative enterprise with work, or some enterprise that has to do a new business, something like that. Threes are very much the beginnings of things. So it is absolutely going to work. There's going to be some blending that needs to happen. If you are taking on a partner, you might be taking on a partner in this business. Keep the information to that small group of people that needs to know about the plans for the business. It will absolutely work. It will require some alchemy, some blending of this and some blending of that to create something that is really cool. But the outcome is going to absolutely be something to celebrate, and it puts you in this place. It puts you in a place of abundance, overflowing abundance. So that is all I had for pile one. Please put a comment down below if you, if this resonates with you, or if something comes out of this reading and you say, wow, that really spoke to me. Please do let me know. As always, I wish you guys all the best. I'm sending you lots of light and love. And until next time, namaste. Okay, welcome back. If you chose pile 2, the Sea Opal, these are going to be your messages for your yes or no pick a card reading. So the sea opal is really cool. It is actually a man-made stone, but I love it. It has a lot of colors in it. If you look at it straight on, it's got the pinks and the blues. If you look at it up to the light, there's some yellow in it. So it is a really cool, pretty stone. It enhances psychic abilities. It encourages spirituality, and it helps with transitions and meditation. So that's the sea opal, in case you want to get one of those and put it in your pocket. All right, let's see what kind of information we can get on this yes or no. So this is the Sacred Traveler Oracle. Got some water on here. Taking shelter, the answers are within. That's interesting. For a yes or no, pick a card. These particular cards I chose as advice from Spirit, so we're going to hold off on those for a minute. And so we did get a few of the Rider-Waite tarot cards, and these are just the general messages that will tell us if the answer for this pile is yes, no, or maybe. So the first card we got is the Queen of Swords. The second card is the Five of Pentacles. The third card is the Magician. The fourth card is the Five of Wands. And the fifth card, we got 5 cards, is the Nine of Wands. This is a definite maybe, and here's why. This card in a yes or no reading is always yes. This card in a yes or no reading is always no. So with those being like the dichotomy there, I'm going to say this has to be a maybe, and this also tells us it's a little bit of a maybe too, because it's saying the answers are within. There's something that you need to work through here to figure out whether this is going to be a yes or a no in your life. Okay, so let's talk about these cards as they are laid out here and what they might possibly mean in a yes or no reading. So the first card is the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is the card of Virgo. Actually, this reminds me of the Hermit card too, the Going Within. So Virgo may play very heavily in this decision or in this reading. Virgo may be a time period, and that would be late August, early September. The Virgo in general is a earth sign. Earth signs are very practical. They're very grounded. They're very stable. That's a very stable energy. In a reading, and the queens, the kings, those are always people. So it is either someone who is related to the question, someone whom the question surrounds, like in the picture that relates to the question, or it means it's an energy that you need to embody. So the Queen of Swords, if it is not a Virgo, is a woman, generally an older woman, who is very good at making decisions with her head. She's very meticulous. She's very detail oriented. She is very decisive in her decisions. She is logical in how she makes decisions. This can also mean, like in its darker form, like the shadow side of it, it can be a woman who's a little bit bitter. So that is the meaning for the Queen of Swords. The Five of Pentacles is the poverty card, and you can be poverty stricken in many areas of your life. It does not have to mean money. The card of poverty is just a state of mind. It can mean that money is tight. You're trying to figure out how you're going to get past a tight financial situation, which happens in everybody's life, by the way. Everybody has those times when they have to figure out how to generate income to get out of tight situations. Poverty can also be emotional poverty, like you feel like you are alone and down and out. You can't see your way forward. There's another meaning for this card that might play into this particular yes or no reading, depending on what your question is. If you notice, these people are out in the cold and there is a church behind them. If they chose, they could seek refuge in that church and they would be warm again. Now, most people would say logically, that is a really good idea if you're out in the cold and you're freezing to death. Logically, you would want to get the warmth from within the church. However, churches, if you think about when these cards, came about in the 1500s, or, they don't know exactly when tarot cards were invented, but it was around that time that they became really popular in any case. Churches were the institutions of the day. There weren't very many, there was no big business, that's for sure, right? It was before the Industrial Revolution. So the big businesses were government and churches. This card can also represent a situation where you are so adamant against the institution part of it that you would prefer to be out in the cold alone, not alone, with this one other very wounded friend, which means wounded by the institution. You are so wounded by the institution that you would rather go it alone than go inside and seek refuge from that place. Okay, so then we have the Magician, which, as I said, is always a yes card in a yes or no reading. The Magician is the master manifester. It is having everything that you can possibly need to pursue whatever it is that you want. If whatever your goal is, it will succeed. You have everything that it takes. If you need people, you've got the cups there, which represent relationships. If you need money, you got the pentacles there, which represents having the financial backing. If you need the ideas, the clarity of thought, the swords represents that. And if you need the energy to take the action, the action-oriented people around you, the ones say that you will have that. This guy is a winner for sure. Whatever it is that he needs, he has access to it to fulfill his goal. The next card we have is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is conflict, or it is competition. It can be, particularly when you're talking about in a job situation, some competition. This is more of a healthy competition. It's more sports, it's more jobs, it's more small sibling rivalries. I know sibling rivalries can get really big, but this is not, nobody's going to lose a job over this. This is small conflict. Can be internal conflict too. Like you're not sure yourself which way you want to go. So the mind, you got a monkey mind going on. The last card we have here is the Nine of Wands, which represents being battle worn, being completely worn out, being so tired from a situation that you cannot take it anymore. The nines are endings, so that means that this situation is going out of your life, but it has been very exhausting. You're exhausted, basically. You need some rest. All right, So in general, I say this is a maybe. I think it has probably to do with a work situation. I think you're going to have to go within to find the answers and be very logical and very methodical in how you make the decision. You have everything that you need to make it happen if that is what you choose to do. The magician says that. However, you may be worn out. If the question is about should I stay in this situation or should I leave and pursue something else, I'm guessing it's a leave and pursue something else. You have everything that you need to manifest exactly what it is that you want. You're exhausted from this situation, from the competition. It seems like an institution, maybe a job at a big company. It looks to me like you'd rather go out on your own than to go in there and seek refuge. It's been rough. It's been really rough. Like I said, this can be conflict, it can be competition. The conflict can be at work. You're worn out from it, it looks like to me. And I think that you do have to go in to find the answers. What is going to feed your soul? What is going to be good for you? If it's done, let it be done. It's okay. It's okay for it to be done. It's okay to say, you know what, I'd rather starve to death than put up with that anymore. I've been there, I've done that. Okay, let's see what these cards have to say here. So the advice from Spirit cards, we've got the Four of Swords and we got the Page of Wands. So the Four of Swords is actually literally taking a rest. It's like being exhausted, taking a time out, and being okay with resting before you make any decisions and before you move forward. And that goes hand in hand with this. Like when I said you're exhausted from the situation, you need a rest. So the advice is before you make any decisions, before you move forward, do take the time out to rest and get in a better place mentally and physically. The Page of Wands can be the card of a Sagittarius, but it is also the card of adventure, renewed vitality. It's a card of the new. It is not a card of staying in the same old, same old. It is a card of moving forward. It can be a message that's coming to you that moves you in a different direction, like a job offer somewhere else, something else that you need to do, that you want to do, that will take you out of this situation. So the advice right now is to rest. You're exhausted, take a break, go within to find out what you really want, to find the answers. Are you so exhausted that you would rather starve to death than stay in this situation? If so, you have the vitality to move forward, to pursue something new, a new adventure, and you have everything that you can possibly need to make that happen. So that's all I have for pile 2. I hope this information was helpful. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Okay, so if you chose pile 3 with the Aqua Aura Quartz, these are going to be your messages for the yes or no. Pick a card. The Aqua Aura releases negative energy. It promotes wealth. And it encourages angel communications. It's a really pretty stone. Or quartz, I guess. It's not really a stone. Colorful. I like it. Okay. So these cards I chose as advice from Spirit. We got 3 on that one. So we'll take a look at those in a minute. Okay, so for the Oracle card, the Sacred Traveler Oracle card, we got passion and pleasure, savor your life. And for the Rider-Waite, just general advice that will tell us whether this is a yes or no. We got the Sun. We got the Hanged Man. We got the Knight of Pentacles. And the Page of Swords. So I'm going to say this is a yes because of this. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's the highest card in the deck. Anytime the Sun appears in a yes or no reading, that's a yes for sure. The Sun is just like a happy, auspicious card for breaking free from the past, moving forward. It's a new day. Here comes the Sun, that kind of thing. It's just a very happy, it follows the Moon card. So the Moon card is a little bit mysterious and things are going on underneath the surface. The Sun says it's all out in the open, positive energy. Things are moving forward, jumping over, this horse is jumping over that fence, breaking free from the past. It's just a very, very happy card. All right, so the Hanged Man is the other major arcana card we have in this. And the Hanged Man is a card of, let's say, suspended animation. Things are not necessarily moving forward. It's a card, as you notice, this guy is hanging upside down by one foot. This is a very loose. The ties to the foot are very loose. So he could come down from this at any time that he wanted to. So it is also sometimes read as looking at things from a different perspective. Okay, so the third card that we have here is the Knight of Pentacles. Knights, again, he's on a horse. Knights are always bringing something into your life. This is bringing something into your life in the way of new financial gain. It could be a new job. It could be a new business venture. But the Knight of Pentacles, I will say this, is slow moving energy. So it's a very steady pace for this new financial abundance that is coming into your life. The Page of Swords is the card of Taurus. It is also, pages are things that are coming into your life from the material world, not from God. Aces are things that are coming, gifts from God. This is a gift from the material world. And what the gift that the Page of Swords promises is a gift of clarity. Like the thought is really clear right now. What you need to do is very logically laid out for you. The thoughts are coming to you in that way, logically. The Page of Swords, if you notice, he is actually carrying a sword here. He is in the position of getting ready to strike with that sword. So the Page of Swords always also gives you the ability to cut the things out of your life that you need to cut out of your life. So let's take a look at this Sacred Traveler Oracle, Passion and Pleasure, Savor Your Life. I think this kind of speaks for itself. Generally, I'm saying this is absolutely a yes, but this is kind of a little bit of advice from Spirit too. It's saying, don't forget in your pursuit of your goals that sometimes it's okay just to do something for the fun of it. We've got a band of gypsies out in the woods dancing by the firelight just because it feels good. So definitely savor your life right now. So it's very, there's nothing clearly jumping out here as to what the question was. There's no clear romance, there's no clear work situation, there's no clear anything really. So basically this is kind of a little bit of hard, there's no like story to tell here. This is definitely a yes. It is a yes, breaking free from a past situation that maybe you had to look at from a different perspective. You needed to take a little bit of a time out to look at the situation from a different perspective. That's over. You're breaking through. You're breaking free from the past. You're moving forward into this really, really happy, abundant life in a very auspicious way. It's like the sun is shining, the rain is gone. It's time to move forward in your life. This indicates it could be a little bit about a new job that's helping you do that, or some money that's coming into you in some way that's helping you do that. It's methodical, it's slow moving energy. So remember to enjoy the moments, enjoy the journey. That's important too. This card will give you whatever logical information that you need to break free from everything, to cut off anything that is not serving you in the pursuit of this happy and abundant life. Whatever is not serving you, you need to cut away. So let's look at advice from Spirit, see if there's anything else here. So we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay. And we have the Five of Wands. I'm honestly going to say this is a little side message. It doesn't really, it's still a yes, but it doesn't really connect to these cards as much. So we have the Knight of Cups in here. So the Knight of Cups is, Knights are always things coming into your life. Abundance, money, love, relationship, emotional healing. So the universe is bringing this into your life, and this is a quicker moving energy than this. I feel like it can be a romance, or it can be, so someone is coming into your life to offer you something in the way of romance. But I think it's maybe more than one person, because we have the Five of Wands here. The Five of Wands can be conflict. It can also be competition. So there may be some competition for your affection. These Knights are young people too. So maybe some young man or some woman is coming into your life to offer something in the way of romance. And they might be competing with someone who's already there, or there might be competing people coming into your life to offer you something in the way of romance. The Seven of Cups kind of also feeds into that. This is a card of options, many options. Whatever it is that you want, that's all going to be available to you. It can be a little bit of a card of pie in the sky. You have so many daydreams. There's so many things that you want to do. This card is kind of saying pick one. You're going to have to pick one. Because yes, if you want to enter some kind of sporting competition, you can be successful at that. Yes, if you want to get married, you can have that. Yes, if you want to fall in love, that is available to you. Yes, if you want to build a castle or a house or whatever it is that, that means stability to you, yes, you can have that. Yes, you can be in the theater, or be a comedian, or something in the performing arts field. Yes, if you want to have that, you can do that. This card is saying the options are endless. Like whatever it is that you want to do, you absolutely can do, but you're going to need to pick one. Focus on that for a little while. Later on, you can change focus to something else, but you're kind of all over the place a little bit in your mind, so you need to pick something and go for it. So this is a absolute yes. Once you decide what it is that you want to do in a material way, it's an absolute yes. That is going to happen. You're going to break free from the past, make a decision, move forward. The stability is coming in. It's going to be slow, methodical. No more pie in the sky. Pick one and work it. Pick one idea, work it methodically until it's naturally concluded, or you make a new direction. And yes, love is coming your way, and maybe more than one. Maybe more than one suitor is coming into your life. Offering you love, there's going to be some competition. Choose wisely, and do not be afraid to cut off the ones, just cut them out of your life, the ones that don't stack up to your ideal of what you want. Don't be afraid to cut them out of your life and pick the one that is well suited to you. And whatever it is, whether it's work situation, money-making idea, whether it's romance and multiple suitors, don't forget to enjoy the journey, because that is the most important part. Savor your life. Okay, that's all I had for pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and until next time, I am sending you lots of light and love. Namaste. Okay, so if you chose pile 4 for your yes or no pick a card message with the malachite on it, this is going to be your messages. We'll see if we can get a yes or no here, or at least a definitive maybe. So the malachite represents healing. It represents actually the healing green of nature. So it's a very nurturing and nature-oriented stone. It represents abundance, like the abundance of nature. And it enhances wisdom, and intuition brings abundance and good fortune. So in case you want to get a malachite and carry that with you. All right, so let's take a look at our messages. The Herbal Tarot and the Secret of Spirit, or the Secret Tarot, this is what I chose for advice from Spirit, so we'll hold off on those for a few minutes. The Sacred Traveler Oracle card is choosing your path, all is possible. For the general Rider-Waite messages, which we'll hopefully be able to get a yes or no for the reading, we have the 8 of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 9 of Swords. And we have the Page of Wands. Well, this is a definite yes. So if whatever your question was about, this is absolutely a yes. Let's talk about this card, the Sacred Traveler Oracle card. So this is choosing your path, all is possible. This reminds me a little bit of the Fool card in the tarot deck. He's standing on the edge of the cliff. He's looking out on the world, and he's ready to embark on a journey. He is in that place of beginning. He is very hopeful for a new beginning. This is going to require a leap of faith a little bit, but the message of the card is all is possible. Whatever it is that you want to do, you're choosing your own path. So the answer for this reading is a yes to whatever it is that you want to choose. So the major arcana card that we have here that's really screaming to me is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. When this card shows up in your reading, it means the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. It's cyclical. It's a cycle. Sometimes things are not going as well. Sometimes things go greatly. This can actually mean like money, like you are getting some money, but what it generally means is the wheel is turning, maybe after a period of things not being so great, and it is turning in your favor. The reason for that is we have the Eight of Wands here, and the Eight of Wands is always an abundance of new inspiration that's coming into your life, new ideas, new inspiration, fast-moving energy, fast-moving things moving forward. Again, maybe after a period of stagnation. The ideas are coming, they're coming in swiftly. It is an opportunity for you to move forward in your life. The warning of the card is that you need to use it or lose it. So the next card we have here is a Nine of Swords, and this is kind of, again, like the monkey mind a little bit. It's a lot of anxiety, but the message of this card is it's all in your head. If you notice, he's laying down at bed at night. I always think about the monsters under the bed. You know, when you were a kid, it was dark. You would lay there in the dark. You couldn't go to sleep. You would have a lot of anxiety about things that go bump in the night and the monsters under the bed. This card is saying it is just anxiety. There's nothing really wrong. It is kind of a little bit all in your head. The 9 indicates that that is an ending. It's an ending of this. It's an ending of the worry. It's an ending of the anxiety. Things are moving forward again. You're getting new inspiration coming in. The wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. So it is an ending of this period of worry and anxiety. The Page of Wands, pages are messengers, right? So the Page of Wands, it brings vitality and good news. So you should be getting some good news, or you may be getting some good news about this situation that lets you know that things are turning in your favor. The Page of Wands can also be the card of Sagittarius. Sagittariuses are fire signs. So they just have a lot of vitality. They have a lot of energy. They have a great sense of adventure. They are doers. The fire signs are the doers of the zodiac. They're always moving. They're always on to the next thing. So to pull all this together, I think that there has been some period of stagnation. There's been some period of worry. There's been a period of things not moving forward. That is over. We are stepping out on a leap of faith, or you have to step out on a leap of faith. Yes, whatever it is that's coming to you, you have no idea how it's going to turn out, but that's kind of the way it goes. When this idea comes to you, this sense of adventure comes to you, this sense of moving forward, something is on offer for you. The wheel of fortune is moving forward in your favor, and it's bringing to you a new opportunity to go out into the world on a new adventure, and you're going to take a leap of faith, and you're going to move forward. So let's take a look at these cards, the advice from Spirit, and see if we can get some more information on this. So we have the Three of Cups from the Secrets of Tarot, and from the Herbal Tarot we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is a people card too. This is the card of Pisces in the Minor Arcana deck. But the Page of Cups is, whereas this page is bringing in vitality and good news, this page is bringing in something new in the way of relationship, in the way of fun. Notice the fish jumping out of the cup there. It's almost like a childlike enthusiasm for life. That's what this page is bringing into you. The Knight of Wands is something coming into your life, and this is an adventure. The Knight of Wands is an adventure that is coming into your life. It can also be a victory card, like he's carrying this wand on his shoulder. Knights are usually on horses, not in this particular deck, but Knights are, this is very fast-moving energy coming into your life, and it is an adventure that you are embarking on. The Three of Cups can be the card of celebration, or it can be the card of marriage. This also can be the card of pregnancy. Threes can indicate pregnancy sometimes. This pregnancy would be something to celebrate, right? So that might be the adventure that you're embarking on. Mostly there's no indication here of what the adventure is. It could be a new job, it could be travel, it could be a new relationship, it could be any number of things. Whatever it might be a new adventure to you, that's what's happening. It's brand new, it's exciting, and these cards are saying, yes, move forward with it. It is absolutely going to be rewarding. You are ready for it. It's something that's on offer to you from God. It's a wheel of fortune moving in your favor, this adventure that's coming your way. So that's all I have for pile 4. I do hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.